I just uploaded a video that I made last night about the TV and talking about some of the stress. All I did was say no to a serial killer, and apparently that makes me mentally unstable, schizophrenic, and delusional. Um, so they have no medical documentation that I have any of the mental illnesses that they're claiming illegally that I have. So I can pass a psychological evaluation with the FBI. They don't think I'm schizophrenic. I can pass a psychological evaluation with the military. There's no evidence of schizophrenia or paranoid delusions on my part. I have a physical disability because I I've been through some things. I'm not a part of a cult. I've never been in a gang in my life. If you're deaf to understanding, maybe get a co-clear. If you had a real job, you could probably afford it. That one-sided obsession is going to get you hurt. I just want my children. I don't do prostitution. I'm not a prostitute. I'm not for sale. I never sold myself. Someone else sold me at gunpoint because they're schizophrenic, paranoid, and hallucinating due to drug intoxication. So we were sold. We, like multiple different people, were sold as hostages because of a serial killer that's on drugs. You want slaves that you're soliciting for drugs. That's the whole reason they made Instagram, to sell children and teenagers for drugs, to solicit them for sex trade as like children and teenagers. There's an entire Russian website that tells you what they do and why they made Instagram, and they're tracking everything they do, soliciting people. The website bounces, so like if you try to go find it, it's gonna send you to different places. My son developed the website. I helped him program the original. So it changes country every time you try to break into it. Anything you try to do, it bounces. So I'm not saying you couldn't get in, but once you're in, you're stuck. You can get in, but you can't get out. The sad part is you didn't ask, you just assumed. I'm not racist. I've never been racist in my life. I was a child abduction, and I can prove it. I'm not a prostitute. I have a vagina. If you actually had like a history education or and any type of education in history, you'd know that. Just because you're racist doesn't mean that you're right about everything. Just because you're a serial killer or a serial killer that believes that everyone's a whore for being raped and forced into prostitution, or if they actually do it by choice, because there are people that do. I completely understand they're in it for the money. I'm not. I was raped and mutilated at gunpoint as a hostage. They raped me, and I called 911, and 911 raped me too, because they're fake. Every single one of them, and I can prove it. There were recordings, because how are you claiming to be law enforcement but you're arresting people illegally while wearing a uniform that's not legally your uniform. So if they're calling 911 because they're raped, they're a whore. So if they call 911 and they want to do a rape kit and get the DNA of the person that raped them, you're saying that they're a whore for being raped because you're schizophrenic. Maybe have an actual education, I don't know, a badge number. You want to rape someone else's wife, you're schizophrenic. I'm very aware that there are people that have like open relationships. That's all fine and well. That's you. Um, I'm not a part of your relationship. That's your relationship. I'm very aware that there are people that are like, oh, you can have a hall pass and you can go off with this person. That's fine. That's yours. That's your relationship. That doesn't seem like a very stable relationship, but that's yeah. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know. Not one person asked, they just assumed violently at gunpoint. Ungrateful, inconsiderate, disrespectful, violently abusive. I don't understand what about celebrating the mutilation of my vagina is so important, but that's all you do. I don't know why you want my vagina mutilated. What is it about raping and mutilating my genitalia? I don't know why you hate yourself so much. I don't want to know that you hate yourself. I want a restraining order and I want you executed for terrorism. I don't care that you're an illegal immigrant. You should be executed for murder. Those one-sided obsessions. So if you're so obsessed with someone that you want to make a voodoo doll and you claim that you're a witch and you can put curses on them because you're schizophrenic and you're racist, so you're obsessed, you're racist, and you're schizophrenic, and you're a serial killer that wants to mutilate and then murder to rape my dead body. Yeah, that's the reason for like you're the reason for terrorist listings. You're the reason for the schizophrenic diagnosis in the first place. I completely understand that you are schizophrenic. I completely understand that you hate me for just existing because I was raped and mutilated, and you want to celebrate that rape and mutilation by raping my dead body. I completely understand that. I completely understand that there are people that only celebrate the rape of another person because they're mentally unstable. I've dealt with sociopaths for over 20 years. I was abducted by a serial killer. I'm not the only person. I'm not trying to make myself the center of attention. I'm not that kind of person. I'm just trying to bring awareness to a serial killer that is in a cult of serial killers that help each other kill other people. I don't do publicity to be famous. I'm not looking for to be the center of attention because I want to be the center of attention. I only ask people to come forward to testify about something. So one, we can give them security before they get murdered because that's something that will happen. Or two, they need to testify to bring these people, in for execution. Like, if you don't testify, we can't get them into trial. We have evidence. We know something happened. If you talk about it in court, we can help you. If you testify, we can help you. That's all I'm saying. That is a serial killer. The only way to get them executed, we need you to testify and tell what happened. If they actually did that, I need you to tell them what happened. If you tell them what happened, we can give you security. We can take you somewhere safe. We can get you a safe place to live. It doesn't have to be in America. There are other places that are safe. I'm the queen of my own country. I want to go home. You're schizophrenic. I don't do witchcraft. I don't do serial killers. I don't want you. I have a whole husband. What we're going through is our personal relationship. We don't do threesomes. We don't have another person involved in our relationship. I don't care that you're schizophrenic. I don't care that they raped me. They did rape me, and I'm trying to work through my mental illness. It's called PTSD and vaginal mutilation. I don't do serial killers. I don't do rapists. I don't care that you made a voodoo doll about me. I think you're schizophrenic because you need to be executed. For the safety of all people that are alive. I don't celebrate rape. I don't believe in drugging people unconscious to rape them. I believe in execution. I believe in soldiers that are trained, like myself, to investigate and turn over evidence, and we are responsible for the safety of the public. Yeah, that's how I got the crown that I wear. I'm supposed to be coronated. I'm already the queen, but I have to be coronated in the other country that I'm the queen of. And I can't even get there to my own coronation because of a serial killer that has every intention of raping my dead body. You want to be the center of attention? Public execution. I'm going home. I'm taking my children with me. Your schizophrenia cannot help you. Your paranoid hallucinations cannot help you. Your schizophrenic obsession with raping dead bodies cannot help you. I am going home. I'm taking my children. I'm taking my people. I'm taking my animals. We are leaving. I don't care what your hallucination is telling you. I don't care what your paranoid schizophrenic delusions are telling you. I do not know these people. I do not celebrate rape. There's over 100 different countries that are more than willing to accept people as refugees. If you have the ability to work, they will help you. If you need medical care, we will help you. But what you're not going to do is be disrespectful to these people. That includes soldiers, because that's our job. I'm already the queen. I just have to be coronated, which means I'm either publicly accepted by the people or I'm denied public acceptance. I would still be queen, and I get coronated by the people, but legally I'm the queen. It's not just a birthright, it's something that I've worked over 30 years for. And by all rights, it makes me the most disgusting, the most repulsive of anything to ever exist in the history of a face and a vagina. Because I am not decomposing flesh. I'm very aware that you only celebrate the rape and mutilation of dead bodies. I don't understand what it is. We're already married. He's legally my husband. But trust me, if he wants you, you can have him. I just want my people. I legally own the land. It's my country. I've worked for them. I've done everything possible to supply them with everything they could possibly need other than myself until I get there. But because I don't support the rape of dead bodies, because I don't support the rape of children, I'm not soliciting myself in their own words. I am the most repulsive of anything that has ever existed with a face. Because I have a vagina. I'm not legally obligated to your schizophrenia. My people are not legally obligated to your schizophrenia. My animals that you are disrespecting, we're not legally obligated to your schizophrenia. They are legally obligated to protect myself and my children. I've given food, water, clothing. I've given education. I've given every means to be self-sufficient possible. And that just makes me repulsive because I'm not celebrating the rape and mutilation of children or my own vagina due to someone's schizophrenic hallucination. As a sociopathic serial killer. It's a DNA test. It's a DNA test. I gave birth to my children because I'm legally contracted. Per my military contract, I am legally obligated to give birth. We're ethnic minorities. We are legally obligated to give birth. There are people that are serial killers that kill for attention in their own words. There are people that, in their own words, they like to rape dead bodies. They prefer children because they're easier to manipulate. All of this is the reason for public execution. I'm legally obligated because of the contract I signed. You can't pass a DNA test if I'm over here in this room as a hostage because of your paranoid schizophrenic hallucinations. I don't understand how you could be, anything that you claim to be. I am not legally obligated to do entertainment. I'm legally contracted against it. I don't do entertainment. I don't entertain disrespectful, ungrateful ingrates. I'll say it again because these are descriptive words. If you find it insulting, find another way to listen. I don't entertain mentally retarded ingrates. Education is free. I made sure of that, but you don't want to believe it. That's fine. You're a criminal that has no education. You fake everything, and you believe everyone is just supposed to do anything that you want them to do. We don't do witchcraft. I'm not sure you are aware of what an arranged marriage or betrothal is. He's my husband. Legally, he is my husband. I did not cheat on my husband. I was raped. I was solicited at gunpoint. And we have documentation of what happened. You insulted someone that I was, engaged to be married. He didn't even have the opportunity to get to know me as a person, face to face. He had to get to know me from a distance because of fucking serial killers. Yeah, they're pissed. Neither one of us or our people are child molesters or serial killers. We're both soldiers. You do realize my husband's military too, right? This is happening. They're monks. You do realize that, right? You disrespected them. I was just trying to feed them. I don't know if you hear voices. I don't know if you just schizophrenic and believe something that's not true. I got a whole husband. I do not know these people. I don't want your husband. I want mine. Yeah. Oh no, I'm disabled. I have children. I'm disabled, and I'm not doing this. I no, no, dad. They trying to poison people. I took pictures of the food, and then they were trying to say that other stuff too. I said, "Oh my god!" And then they rape children. Oh no! Oh, I said, "Please help me." And they were like, "Oh, you just get raped." Who me? Oh my god! Oh, oh my god! I was just trying to go home and make mommy hair. Oh, oh no! I don't know where you're gonna go, but you can't stay here. You getting in the way of a Romney celebration. I don't know where you gonna go. Romneys don't party. Romneys celebrate. We don't do parties. We do celebrations. It's an ethnic custom. Those Romanian gypsies, like you getting in the way of a Romney celebration, and Romneys really only celebrate three things. It's an Ethiopian custom. Like you getting in the way of an ethnic celebration. I can't help you. They trying to hold people hostage and then claim that they're mentally unstable. They're drugging them unconscious and then saying that they're schizophrenic. And then they're trying to say that when we ask for help that we're mentally unstable. We can prove that we're not. We don't do children. I don't even know you. I have permanent brain damage from a coma that someone tried to kill me. And they murdered my unborn child, which they are getting charged with murder. Just like what happened to my biological parents. My biological father was a soldier and he was a twin. Then there was my biological mother. She was murdered. I can prove it.